Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the best animated shows ever, so far, with MC and Troy.
I'm Troy.
And I'm MC. And this is the best animated shows ever. So far. Where we watch, discuss, and rank every animated show ever. Eventually.
That's right, MC. And it is the last episode about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1987. And it's called A Thing About Rats. And it came out in December 16th of 1987. But we're going to talk a little bit about the voice actors. Do we want to talk about the voice? Do you have any particular things about the voice actors for the Turtles?
I mean,
you know, I'm going to be
I know
honest.
a few of them are really familiar. Like, I know Raph is someone that I should know, and Donatello is someone I should know.
You know, Raph is probably someone you don't know. Well, okay, hang on. Let me follow this rabbit hole down and see how far it goes. Because Raph has one thing you would know him for. I'm just seeing it's in chronological order, so we're following the trail and seeing it goes back to we're back to 1996 so far. I'm back to 1988. Okay, you know what you know Raph as?
What?
You know Raph as Gopher from Winnie the Pooh. That is Michael G. Gough? G-O-U-G-H. No, Michael J. Michael J. Gough. G-O-U-G-H. Yeah, man. He's Gopher. It's Gopher. The Gopher is Raphael. Okay, that's a pretty good one. Let's see. Let's check out Leonardo. Leonardo's played by Cam Clark. You definitely know him as Liquid Snake.
Oh, yes.
Heck yeah. Greg Berg is Donatello. He's also Fozzie Baby, like the baby version of Fozzie from Muppet Babies, and also Baby Scooter from Muppet Babies, and also a character named Robot Man from a show called Robot Man and Friends that looks terribly familiar to me. Like, as soon as I saw a picture of Robot Man, I was like, I know this person. I don't know what I know them as, but I know this person. Let's see. For Michelangelo, we have Townsend Coleman. He is mostly known as Michelangelo, except for he's also known as the Tick from The Tick.
That's, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Splinter is played by Peter Renaday. His big thing is Splinter, by far. He has been Howard Stark at one point, though, which I think is kind of cool. There's an Iron Man show in 1994, and he played Howard Stark. This is the one where Tony Stark has a really bad mullet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a real bad mullet. April O'Neil is played by Renee Jacobs. This is pretty much what she's done, is be April O'Neil. And Shredder is Bill Martin, who has pretty much done Shredder. He's done some Star Wars video games. It looks like he's in tight, or was in tight, with the Star Wars video game house. No longer, though, because the last one he was in 2002.
How about Krang?
Finally, Krang is played by Patrick Fraley. And yeah, Krang, like, by far is his biggest role. His next biggest role, according to BehindTheVoiceActors.com, is the character of Max Ray on Centurions, which is a show I do not know, but it looks pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah, so that's all I got for the voice actors. I didn't really think I'd have much about the voice actors, which is weird because as much as the voice actors are like an important part of the show, or these characters are an important part of my childhood, like I haven't latched onto their voices that much. But I found out one additional thing that might be a part of why that is, which is that this show, unlike a lot of cartoons, insisted on the voice actors being in the room to record. So they were all actually together, recording together, instead of, one person doing their lines and then 3 days later somebody else coming in doing the other lines for that scene. What this meant was they were so insistent on it that they were like, listen, you have to be here when we're recording. If you can't be here, we'll replace you. So like every character on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has an alternate voice that just sometimes their voice is a little different because they had extra voice actors who would take over if somebody couldn't be there for some reason.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's just like, no, you're going to be here. I thought that was kind of cool. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is aside from the voice actors, I want to talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of looking at where we'll go next if we revisit the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it is a little strange. Because the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles television program is the live action series, which we don't do. So we're gonna skip it, but maybe someday we'll do a special where we do the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode where they meet the Power Rangers, or maybe it's a Power Rangers episode where they meet the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm pretty sure it's a Power Rangers episode, but
maybe we'll do that as a very special episode.
If anyone who hasn't seen the one season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action, please just search it out. It is horrendous. And the turtles gain a sister.
Yeah, they do.
Or cousin.
I'm fine with that. But I don't know if she's, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even necessarily related. Were they?
No.
Are they, do they remember being turtles when they were just turtles?
I'm pretty sure they do. Like they mentioned it a few times, like being trapped in a bowl and stuff.
So they were sentient turtles. I don't like this conversation. So if we come back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the next show we'll revisit is the 2003 series. Then there's also a 2012 series, which is the CGI animated one, which I think you and I watched a bit when you were in Portland, and that one was kind of cool.
I think we did. I watched quite a bit of not only the 1987 version, but also the 2003 version.
See, I don't know that version very well. And then there's also one that just came out last year, which I watched the first episode of. So yeah, if we want to come back, there's plenty more Turtles to be seen.
I mean, as long as we don't do Turtles in Time.
I like Turtles in Time.
Oh no! Wait, what's the movie called? The third movie. The one where they go back to feudal Japan.
Oh man, that might also be called Turtles in Time. I'll have to Google it, MC.
There was a guy named Troy Dunham, needed some answers, how would he find them? Just Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff all day long. Google that person, Google that place, Google it all, cause there is no place to remember any reason, remember any why. All we do know is that we're gonna die, yeah, I'm gonna die, yeah, you're gonna die, yeah, Troy, you're gonna die. Yeah, Google it.
I didn't Google it, I just sat here dancing to the jingle. Oh no, Turtles movie 3. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Yeah.
That's all it's called, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh.
God, that has the best opening, though. Like, the opening of that movie is April O'Neil's like, hey, I was at a garage sale and I found this thing. Isn't it neat? Oops, you traveled through time. It's ridiculous.
The whole premise of that, and there's a scroll with them on it, and it shows them even further back in time, and you're like, please don't do this again. Please.
You weren't looking forward to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 Back to the Future?
No, it wasn't. and I think 4 was something else. Didn't they
the
make
next
a
one that they
fourth
did
one?
was they made that CGI one, TMNT.
No, I'm pretty sure they made a fourth live action movie back in the day. No?
MC's gonna Google that stuff, Google that stuff, Google that stuff all day.
Oh, am I? I'm gonna have to Google it now. Okay.
Just Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff all day long. Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff, yeah, Google that stuff all day long.
Okay, why is this bringing up this? That's not the one that I wanted either. It keeps taking me to the wrong movie series.
You found a porn parody.
No, it just keeps taking me to the wrong... Oh, I know why. It's because I try to be real smart about it, and here we go. I try to shorten it.
Probably didn't like that.
No. It says second reboot film. No. That's not what I thought it was. Okay, yeah, cancelled fourth movie. So that's what I was thinking about.
Does it say
I heard about it, but it was cancelled. Was working on a fourth Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles between 95 and 97. The Next Mutation or the Foot Wars again.
The Next Mutation is not a bad title for a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I could see, like, I don't know. I was going to say bring in Bebop and Rocksteady, but I guess they technically had Bebop and Rocksteady in the second movie, but it was bad.
Apparently it was going to have Kirby in it, which is a fifth turtle.
Okay.
It was also going to feature Fang, Shredder, Spider, Nano Spider, Super Shredder, Casey, Talbot, Lawson, Bugman, and Evil April.
Evil April?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I'm very interested in that. But MC, we're not here to talk about live action movies.
Oh, no, and apparently it the idea of that film was they were gonna get additional mutations that would cause them to get extra powers and stuff, which is weird, and age.
I don't like it.
I guess they're stuck as teenagers forever.
They are teenagers forever because they are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. December 16th, 1987. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1, Episode 3. A Thing About Rats.
Yep.
Splint is taking a nappy poo.
Yep. And the boys are like, we gotta find that Technodrome. And April's like, I'm gonna head home because I've been down here in the sewer for like 3 days, so I need to go check my mail and shower and
maybe a hamburger.
Yeah. And then it pretty much cuts to the Technodrome.
The Technodrome, which is ostensibly under New York City, but it looks okay. Under New York City in the 1987 world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles looks exactly like old New York in Futurama, where there's an entire city and they've just built another city on top of it, because the Technodrome crashes through like a 3-story storefront into an open, empty street underground. What?
What? That's not this bit, but in this bit they drill up underneath a old decrepit building.
Mm-hmm. Because that's how he gets to the surface. Like the Technodrome shoots out a tentacle elevator.
Yeah. And he pulls out some recording device and little bugs go out searching across the city. to help him find new technology to defeat the Splinter and the Turtles. And this is when we cut to Baxter
Stockman.
That's right. With his little nifty, what does he call them? Mouses?
Yeah,
they're mouses. So he's like, watch this rat run this maze and find their cheese, but watch the mouse chase down the rat and eat it.
It's like a cat / dog, small dog-sized robot that's just a couple legs and a big mouth, and it hunts rats. And Shredder is immediately like, it hunts rats, huh? That's exactly what I need.
Well, at first, he's trying to sell it to some big-time exterminators, and he's like, I just need a big company to make all these robots, and we can get rid of all the rats in New York.
And the exterminator's like, dude, my living is rats. I don't want to get rid of the rats. I only want to get rid of just enough of the rats to get that fat cash.
And Shredder's like, forget that fool.
Oh, there it is. Oh, God, I love your Shredder. It's so good.
Forget that fool. I know your true potential. Come with me.
Come with me. We're going to kill sentient beings with your rats, mouser things. I don't know about that, Shredder. But so they take him to the abandoned house, and Bebop and Rocksteady and Shredder set him up with, like, here's everything you need. And,
before we get to there, we cut back to the Turtles, and they're searching in the sewers unsuccessfully. But, yes, it essentially goes back to them just getting everything, and then the Turtles going back up after he gets everything. And they almost get hit by a train.
Of course they do. Because they haven't, like, mapped out the sewers yet, so they just climb up a manhole cover under train tracks.
Yep. And then it immediately cuts back to Shredder and Krang duplicating all the mouses.
Mm-hmm. And they're just, they're just going to build a dozen to get started. Just a dozen as a test run. But that should be more than enough to take on a single rat, right? Right.
Yeah, but it's not. Because it's not just the rat that is going up against. It's also the Turtles, but we'll get to that later. Krang's like, just build me a body and I'll defeat the Turtles, and he's like...
Which seems like a good plan.
Yeah, but he doesn't trust him again,
also, they keep talking about this Dimension X thing. Why don't you just open the portal to Dimension X, Krang? And if you've got armies in Dimension X, why are you working with this Shredder numbskull? I don't quite understand that part of it.
Yeah. Essentially what happens then is the mouses get sent off to attack Shredder.
Ha! You did it!
What? Oh, damn it! It was Splinter.
Use MC.
Yeah.
You did it.
I did it. I did it this time. Last episode it was you. This time it's me. But it's Splinter who the Shredder sends him after Splinter.
There you go. And Splinter's he's like in a little meditation pose, like I'm totally cool and zen. What the crap, 12 robots, and he starts beating the junk out of them.
Yep. And when the boys get back, they discover Baxter's name on the bottom of one of the foot.
Yeah.
And
which they're like, why would you put your name on a murder machine? And I'm like, well, it's supposed to be an exterminator machine, not a murder machine. So I guess that makes sense.
And then it cuts back to Shredder, and he's like, we lost all the signals, 4012.
That's not it. That wasn't the Shredder voice. What happened?
I don't know. It's like here, isn't it? It's like, we lost the signal to 012. How is this possible?
It's getting better.
Yeah. And
so let's see. Shredder's gonna kill Baxter Stockman because like he knows too much, and he's built the like control program that we need to control the Mousers. So now we can eliminate him. But then the turtles show up, and are like, yeah,
wait,
we got you.
Cut to the turtles dropping Splinter off at April's place.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happens first.
Yeah.
And she uses the internet, kind of.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was part of the reason they made April O'Neil a reporter, was because, I guess in the original comics, she's... Oh man, what was she? I forget. She was not an information source, whatever she was. And they were like, for this TV show, we need some way for the turtles to get information about what's happening in the city. So we'll just make April a reporter, because that way she can always be like tuned into what's happening. And I was like, oh man, that is such a good idea. Like, that's such a good way to give them a point of contact. You don't need it now, because now they could just have an iPhone, and they'd be totally... Or, excuse me, they could have a really good phone from reallygoodphones.com, and then they'd be tapped in, but they needed... I tried to do a callback, but I think back then it was reallygoodphonenetwork.com, so I did it bad.
Yeah.
Will you save me from this, please?
Essentially, we get a scene in April's apartment where the boys are all running around pretty much looking for stuff to mess up, and April's gone into her study to discover what everything's about. And, of course, when April gets back out,
I think like the kitchen's on fire, the bathtub's full of soap.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the other two got up to.
Leo was using one of her paintings as target practice.
Yep, that's right.
Donnie was doing something with the phone. I can't remember what. That's probably why she got kicked off the internet.
He picked up the phone and it disconnected her. I mean, it happens. Ultimately, though, they've got the information they need to go find Baxter Stockman and protect him from foot soldiers.
Yeah, pretty much, because Shredder's, like you said before, Shredder was like, hey, he made the controller for us, go kill that guy.
Mm-hmm.
What an asshole. Like, he didn't even think about what if something goes wrong in the future and they don't know how to fix it.
I don't know. What if Baxter Stockman gets like some mutagen on him after touching a fly and turns into some sort of hideous fly monster or something? He didn't even think about that possibility.
I mean, it might be a way to keep him around.
That's what happens, MC. Do you not remember Baxter Stockman?
No.
He's the fly. He's the boss at the end of the first level of Turtles in Time. Baxter Stockman totally mutates later on in the show into a fly monster.
Well,
he's gross. He got a big, nasty orange tongue that I believe he shoots out of a gun, because that's how guns work. Don't make that face at me.
Big nasty tongue. Okay.
Big nasty tongue.
Essentially, Shredder's made a massive army of these mouses, and he sends them out after the Turtles, April, and Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
Baxter's all tired, so he's gone back to his place, I think. And as he's about to go inside, 3 foot soldiers show up with guns and try and kill him, and the Turtles save him.
Yeah, I said that already.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just said it in like an eighth of the amount of words that you used, because I was not descriptive or detailed or complete about my thoughts.
But after saving him from the android foot soldiers, they wrap him up against a light pole.
Yep.
And I believe this is where they steal his van.
They steal his van?
Yeah.
I did not process that they stole his van. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I think they're
it's
driving
his
around
van.
in April's van.
No, it's his van. He pulls up outside, and then because it's got all of his transmission technology in the back of it. And they're like, oh, we can use this stuff. So this is what eventually becomes the Shellmobile.
Yeah.
And
I completely thought this was April's van, and the stuff it had in it was because it was a news van. That makes way more sense.
It's totally... They totally stole it from this scientist dude.
I guess they saved his life, so he's probably okay with that trade-off. Probably.
I mean, he doesn't really want to give him information. But then someone says, hey, if you don't give us the information, I'll be sarcastic towards you. And he just gives up the information. Like, pretty much everyone talks in sarcasm these days, so I don't think it would... today's Baxter would just be like, go on, do your worst.
Do your worst. Oh, I will do my worst. Oh no, it's too powerful.
Yeah, it cuts back to April, and she's cleaning up her house, and she's finally done. It's like this huge mess the Turtles made, just... and she's like, it's finally done. And then as soon as that happens, what happens, Troy?
As soon as she finishes cleaning, then there's a knock, knock, knock. Oh, it's a Candygram at the door. I should go check who it is. And she opens the door, and it's like a billion, jillion Mouser robots. And they just come in, and they start busting through the walls and ripping everything up. And she's fighting them off with pots and pans, doing a pretty good job. And then the Turtles show up, and everything starts falling all around them. And there's debris and cluttered robots, and they all grab some ropes that are hanging out the building. And the whole building collapses. This is the whole building fall down. Whole building fall down. And I gotta imagine there are other people in that building, and they're smushed now.
Oh,
so that's not good.
It's a big apartment building, but you don't see anyone else out on the street afterwards
because they're all smushed.
It's not cool.
Whole building.
Yep. And then pretty much they just know where the Mousers are because of the stuff in the back of the van, I guess.
I think Baxter told them, or they found a clue or something. They know about the abandoned building that Shredder's using as his home.
Oh,
base.
yeah, that's right. Baxter did tell them. And then they're like, oh, let's get in there and we can destroy the controller. And Mikey's like, hey, maybe just one of us needs to go in there. And they're like, oh, thanks for volunteering. And Mikey gets sent in there alone.
Listen, do not send Michelangelo on the solo mish, okay? He's not the one for the covert op sneaky spy mission. He's just not.
Which is why he gets caught.
Like immediately.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
He sneaks in through the basement. And as soon as he gets upstairs, he gets a gun stuck in his face.
Yeah, he crawls in through a grate, opens one door, and a gun pokes him in the nose. It just happens so fast, and then he gets tied up. Too bad, Michelangelo.
And then it cuts to outside. Splinter and April are talking. And then it cuts immediately back to Shredder looking at them through some sort of viewing device. A TV, computer thing, I guess. Surveillance.
Yeah. He's got a lot of surveillance equipment for 1987.
Oh, yeah. My favorite's the ones that we saw at the start of this episode. The little flying bug things. Mm-hmm. They look like scarab beetles almost with helicopter propellers on them.
Shredder's got all the coolest tech, man. I guess it's because he's got Krang helping him get to Dimension X, because Krang and Shredder's are such good buddies. Except Krang's fed up with Shredder's BS and unties Michelangelo. And is like, you must stop the Shredder in order to devalue his technology so that he'll build me a body out of technology.
Yeah, and at this time, everyone outside is getting attacked by Mousers, and Donnie's trying to control it with some remote. Mm-hmm. But there's like thousands of Mousers, and they're all on top of the van. And Mikey busts in and destroys the controller by getting one of the androids, I guess. No, it's actually Shredder who shoots it. Yeah.
He like has a mano showdown with Shredder where Shredder's trying to shoot him and he's dodging all his shots, and then he goes and stands in front of the computer that's controlling the mousers so that Shredder accidentally shoots that. It's pretty good. Pretty good, Michelangelo.
And then Donnie finally gets to control the mousers and he sends them after Shredder into the abandoned building.
And they blow up another building.
Yeah. And
whole building fall down.
And the Technodrome just pulls its elevator arm back in and drives off underneath the city. And they go searching for Mikey. And he's trapped under stuff. And he's just napping. And he's like, don't you hate when you have to play hide and seek?
Oh, Mikey, you're such a scoundrel. Womp-a-dum-pa-dum. Womp. That was the show's ended sound.
Hey, how about we just commit some Grand Theft Auto right now, huh? Why not?
MC, they already committed Grand Theft Auto. You can't commit Grand Theft Auto twice on the same car. That's
I mean,
double jeopardy.
if they took it back to him at the end of the show, it wouldn't be Grand Theft Auto. They would have borrowed the car. But no, this is them actually committing Grand Theft Auto.
Do you see? Look at me. I am the captain of this car now.
Mikey's driving it at the end of the show, which is I don't think advisable.
Yeah, he's not necessarily the one I would have drive.
I mean, have you seen him? How many times he falls on his ass when he skateboards?
Well, he just did a pretty cool solo mission though, so maybe it's like, all right, Mikey, this one time you can drive the car. Because you did a good solo mission. MC.
Yeah.
That is the 3 episodes that we're going to be watching of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It is.
It is time to rank the show. I'm thinking I want to segment these off. So I'm thinking that, hey, MC, it's time to rank the show. And then I'm going to have like... or something like that cuts in here and is like the sound cue for it's time to rank the show.
Okay.
Yeah. For some reason, I've decided to give myself more work. The big list right now is Batman the Animated Series at number 1, followed by My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball, Castlevania, Pokemon Indigo League, Restaurant to Another World, Mob Psycho 100, Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, Dungeons & Dragons, SpongeBob SquarePants, Biker Mice from Mars, and, at the bottom of the list, The Legend of Zelda.
Where it shall stay.
Let's go with the easy comparison first. Biker Mice from Mars is a ripoff of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better than Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I reckon it's probably up around 4 or 5, to be honest.
4 or 5. 4 would put it above Castlevania. 5 would put it above Pokemon. I might have had more fun watching this show than I had watching those shows. You know?
Yeah. Well, especially with the horror aspects of Castlevania, you probably enjoyed it way more than that. All right,
because it is a fun number 4.
Yeah, it's a great. Like, you got to remember, not just Biker Mice from Mars, but Street Sharks. What else? Samurai Cats.
The Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
Yeah, like there was like 10 different shows or something that spawned up because of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the phenomenon.
Try again.
Phenomenon.
There you go.
That happened around it. Sorry, my tongue just didn't want to finish that
it's
word.
Like, nope, I'm done.
But yeah, like, it's a great show and it's fun and there's quippy one-liners and there's like action and it's got a great. It doesn't have one great bad guy. It has several great bad guys.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
You see,
and it's really well animated for 1987 too. That's something that I think we didn't really focus in on too much, but like the animation's really solid on this. So all right,
like all the backgrounds and stuff, they're kind of like plain and like,
but not so much as like Dungeons and Dragons, where it's like,
Yeah,
a
no,
very
but
simple thing. Yeah, it's a step up from that. It's not quite to
Yeah.
Batman yet in terms of the background animation, but it's a step up from other 80s shows.
yeah, but yeah, I reckon 4, good position. Yeah.
Yeah, so that puts it behind Dragon Ball and above Castlevania. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles takes the number 4 spot on the big list, and that means it's time to pick the next show we're gonna watch. I'm going to put a sound cue in there, too.
Okay.
It won't be that sound.
Fair enough.
I'm going to, right away, put onto the list a recommendation from Ninja Boy, who's a listener to the Geek to Geek Network, recommended Avatar: The Last Airbender, and just, like, heck yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put that on there.
I want to do something, like, kind of weird.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna choose, where is it? I saw it on here. Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay.
Submitted by Johnny Favor?
Johnny 5.
Oh, 5. It's FEYEV.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Wow. I haven't watched that show in a minute. For my selection, you know what? Screw it. I'm putting on Street Sharks, MC. You can't stop me.
Well, I'm gonna do a show that was, I think, technically, a ripoff of this show as well. Gargoyles.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it definitely,
has
in
that
the same
vibe.
vein. Yeah.
Yeah, that vibe.
Man, this is okay. MC, we are watching a fun show next week, no matter what, because next week we are either watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, submitted by Ninja Boy 333, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, submitted by Johnny 5, Street Sharks, which is my submission, or Gargoyles, which is MC's submission. No matter what we watch from that list, it's gonna be a good time. Except Street Sharks it might be a lot worse than I remember. That's entirely possible. So now MC is just grabbing himself a D4, and then we will find out which of those shows we're watching next. I like is that a Batman cookie jar in the background? Like a Lego Batman cookie jar? I like that, MC.
It is Lego Batman, and it is, it's kind of a bowl, but the head comes off.
Okay.
So it unscrews, but it's not like a big bowl. It's like kind of small, but yeah.
Better as decoration than as a bowl.
So
MC has rolled. He knows the answer. He hasn't told me yet, friends.
I haven't, because we're finally gonna get to do it.
What? No way!
Yep, I just rolled a 4.
We're watching Gargoyles! Hell yeah! Oh my god, I'm so excited. MC, did you know that Jonathan Frakes is in Gargoyles? He's the dude. Riker is the dude.
Oh.
He's the main guy in Gargoyles. I hope I'm not wrong about that. Hi, I'm sorry, my puppy just ran over because I was very legitimately excited about that. And he's like, "Are you okay?" Oh my gosh, MC, we're watching Gargoyles next week.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So, for those who don't know, this was the show we actually wanted to do for this, and then I pitched about us doing it about all the animated shows ever.
Right. Originally, I was just like, hey, you want to do a Gargoyles podcast?
Yeah, and then I was like, how about action animes? And then we're like, well, how about we just do animation in its entirety.
Just all
because
of it.
Why not?
Every single
because it means that we never have to stop.
We're committed to doing this for the rest of eternity. MC. We're going to talk about Gargoyles next week. I'm very excited. I can't even think of how the show ends. I guess the show ends just with one of us says something dumb, and then I say tune in next week. I'm really happy. I'm excited.
Something dumb.
Don't you can't. We've done that joke before. We can't keep using the same joke.
I can.
Tune in next week when we watch Gargoyles Season 1, Episode 1, Awakening, Part 1. Oh, snap, MC. You know what? Much like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Gargoyles starts with a 5-part opening. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we've really watched three parts of a 5-part episode, or a 5-part storyline. We're going to do the same thing with Gargoyles, because it is a 5-part opening story. But we're only going to watch the first 3, because that's what we do here on the best animated shows ever so far. We don't normally say the name of our show at the end of the podcast, but I did this time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the best animated shows ever so far. Find the show on Twitter at BaseSFcast or email us at basesfcast@gmail.com. That's BASESFCAST. Our intro music is Funnin' and Sunnin', and our outro music is Motivator, both by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, and licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0 license. Thanks again for listening, and tune in next time.
This has been a presentation
of the We Can Make This Work
Probably Network.
Follow us on Twitter
at Probably Work
for more of our questionable content.
Also, we have a website called probablywork.com.